Hello friends, welcome to a new video on my channel. I'm Smitha Katti. I have a blog at smilingcolors.com and you also might know me as The Shininess from Instagram. In today's video, I'm sharing a Tombow dual brush pen watercolor tutorial and creating this art page in my sketchbook from start to finish. So come paint along with me. I start with a pencil guide in my mixed media sketchbook and then I erase the lines lightly when I'm about to paint. Using my Tombow color swatch, I chose a few colors for today's sketch, and then I quickly created a small watercolor chart of my chosen colors. I'll leave the exact color numbers in the description box if you're interested. I liked how these colors mixed, so then I started painting in my leaves. I simply scribbled some color in the center of the leaf, and then I paint over it with water. For larger leaves, I like to mix two colors, and I let the watery colors meet in the middle and blend by themselves. Just let the water do the magic here. That's why watercoloring is so much fun. I mixed a hint of the blue with the yellow to create browns for the leaves. And the paintbrush I'm using here today is actually something I bought for my kids to use. It's super inexpensive, but they were so neat. It came in a set of 4 that I actually stole them to paint today. I'll leave a link to it in the description box below as well. With a larger brush, I'm adding in my background color here. This is actually a bluish purplish color and I'm picking it up directly off of the blending palette. So I like using the blending palette when I'm not sure how dark I want the color to be. I felt like the first layer wasn't enough, so I simply layered another bit of color. And you can keep adding more and more layers as long as it's wet and the colors are blending. At this point, I let everything dry a bit actually. The colors all meet and bleed so beautifully. I don't want to mess that up, what I've created here. So once it dried, I lettered in my quote using the marker tip of the Mono Twin permanent marker. I can still see my pencil guidelines underneath and I carefully traced over them. This pen gives a nice thick line. It has an oil-based ink and it won't bleed on the watercolor ink. Then I used the same pen, but I used the other tip, the pen tip, which is smaller, and I added a rough outline around all the leaves. Just a thin guideline. It can cover up the pencil and just define everything much better. So I already like how this looks, but I thought I'll just go in and add another layer of color dimension here. You can add as many layers as you want. I had about 20 minutes today to create this sketch before my kids came home from school, and I have about time to add one more layer of color, so that's what I'm going to do. Remember, you never want to take your Tombow dual brush pen to a wet paper, to a wet palette, to any kind of water. That won't work. Always apply the color to a dry area on your paper or palette. And finally, I added some splatters by flicking color off of my brush. This ties all the elements and layers of colors together nicely, and it adds this interest to the sketch background. So here is how my final sketch turned out. Remember, you must use watercolor or mixed media quality paper for the Tombows to work like this. The paper needs to have some thickness. I'll leave a link here to a previous video where I explain it all better. Thanks so much for spending some crafty time with me today, friends. Visit my blog smilingcolors.com for more info. Find the supplies I used in today's video below in the description box. And don't forget to like, share, and comment on this video. I'll be back soon with another video. Till then, happy crafting!